Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X. We are just departing Rin's shop. Remember that we had stopped here on our way down the Yeven Road, where we had gotten involved in a fight against a monster called the Chocobo Eater, because it was eating all of these gigantic chickens. So now that we have successfully defended the Chocobos and Rin's shop, we were granted a free ride on one. So that's pretty cool. And the good thing about riding the Chocobo is, while you're doing it, you not only move faster, but you ignore any chance of getting into a battle. Simply put, the Chocobo is safer, faster, and funner. Now, right around here, you're going to find another Albed Primer. Number 9 this time. Ooh, we're Type Man. Alright. Slowly finding more and more.
A safe journey to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your words yesterday.
I've honestly forgotten what I've said to you. But you're welcome. Wow, that's a long loading screen. Now this is our destination here. And this is where we're going to need to go and talk to some people. But I'm not going to do it right now, because I'm going to go this way. In the event that we had lost the battle against the Chocobo Eater and been knocked off the cliff, we would have ended up down here. Now this is the low road. Historically, there was this whole idea that Lord Yeven, the guy who started the Crusaders, had walked along the Yeven Road in order to go and face like our prosecution.
What are you doing on this road?
Oh, you know.
I see. The high road ends over there. However, we have sealed off the area beyond for the duration of our operation here. You may ask the gate captain up ahead if you need to pass through.
The high road was where Yeven walked down in order to face prosecution for blasphemy or whatever. Now, it was like 900 years ago or 800 years ago or whatever. So it turns out the actual road he had walked down was the low road, which is the road that we are running down now. The high road was built later. Now, the low road doesn't actually go anywhere. It just runs to a dead end.
Come, you can't run a business with no customers. Say, can I interest you in something?
Sure, Owaka.
Spare some change?
I'll give you some money. 100, that sounds good.
Make it up to you.
Now, the reason why I don't have any trouble running down here is I normally wouldn't do it in the event that I didn't have a Chocobo. Because you're going to get into a lot of battles. It's a long run. Wouldn't ever want to do it. But we got a Chocobo, so let's do it real quick. So unfortunately, I'm going to make for this being a long episode. I think it's going to clock in at about nearly 26 minutes. Got a lot of stuff we need to cover in this episode. Do a quick save. Notice you can play Blitzball at any of these save points nowadays.
Gata and Loser reporting, sir.
This is the last of them.
Good to have you with us. Go on through.
What the hell is that?
Show me how to play Blitz sometime.
Wait around. We'll have Sin beaten in no time.
Wait, what are you gonna do? You gonna use this monster to fight Sin? How? You plan to have Sin beaten in no time? That's a little bold of you, buddy.
Any donation toward Operation Yeven would be greatly appreciated.
Sure, I'm swimming in money.
Thank you. Please accept this.
Hey, you're a summoner, and are guardians, right? Sorry for the inconvenience. What, they didn't tell you?
No.
We're bringing sin spawn from all over Spira here. Sin spawn inevitably draws sin, right? We're going to lure it into a trap.
You're doing what? You're gonna lure sin into a trap?
I'm sorry, I can't let you pass.
Why? Just let us go. What's your problem, douche? We gotta go save the frickin' world. Ah, it's that guy.
So, we meet again, Lady Yuna.
Yes?
You look troubled. Is there anything I can do?
Well...
I see.
Maester Seymour, let me show you to the command center.
Hold. I have a request.
Yes, Your Grace.
I need to have Summoner Yuna and her guardians let through to the command center.
But Maester Seymour... Maester Seymour, sir.
Do not worry. I will take full responsibility.
Very well, they may pass.
It is done.
Oh, thank you, Your Grace.
Yuna, it's time to go.
Oh, right.
Who does he think he is?
He's a maester. Better get used to it, yeah?
Haha, they got turned away. Now say what you will about Seymour, at least he let us through the road, through the barrier.
All hail, Maester Seymour.
Brave Crusaders of Spira, protectors of all Spira. Believe in the path you have chosen. Let faith be your strength. I, Seymour Guado, Maester of Yeven, will bear witness to your deeds today.
Sir! What's going on? Why is Maester Seymour backing the Crusaders, eh? They're using Albed's Machina. They're violating the teachings.
Even going against the teachings, they're willing to risk it for the greater good. Waka, I think Maester Seymour sees that too.
Lulu!
I can only speculate.
Ask him yourself.
Ah, Sir Oran. It is an honor. I would be most interested in hearing what you've been doing these past 10 years.
I've got nothing to say about it.
I see. Sir Oran must be a great asset as a guardian.
Your Grace!
Please, there's no need for formalities.
Excuse me, Maester Seymour. Why is your lordship present here, sir?
Please, speak as you normally would.
Isn't this operation against the teachings of Yeven? Aren't you gonna stop them?
It's true. I should. However, both the Crusaders and the Albed truly wish peace for Spira. This Operation Mihen was born from that wish they share. Although it may be sacrilege to Yeven, their intentions are pure. And I, Seymour Guado, the person, not the Maester of Yeven. As a denizen of Spira, I wish them well in their endeavor.
But using Machina, that's bad, isn't it?
Pretend you didn't see them.
Beg your pardon, but that's not something a Maester should say.
Then pretend I didn't say it.
You're kidding.
From the first time I laid eyes on him, I never did like Seymour. But you know, some of the things he said that day, they made a lot of sense to me.
Isn't this a strange turn of events? Because Seymour, Maester Seymour, who is a very high-ranking person in the Church of Yeven, is collaborating with the Crusaders and the Al Bhed in order to destroy Sin using machines. These machines which are in the society essentially like very sinful things. I mean, the worst possible thing. I mean, the very basic premise of Yeven, of teachings of Yeven, are to never use machines.
Excuse me, Lady Summoner Yuna?
Yes.
The command center. Maester Seymour requests your presence there, ma'am.
Thank you.
Take that road to the command center. It's not far. We're still in the midst of preparations this way. Sorry.
But it does bring up a point. I mean, they are going against the very basic teachings of Yeven, which is never to use technology,
The guards, I did.
because it was the sin.
But you, lad, you get a discount. I owe you one, eh?
Using the technology was this unforgivable sin that ended up having Sin, the creature, attack the world and destroying everybody and causes so much pain and misery. It's sort of like you can compare it to original sin. But here we have the church and very high-ranking members of that church going and willingly participating in an event which is basically sacrilegious at its very core, using the technology to defeat the Sin monster which was born out of the existence of that technology.
So,
Seems a little counterproductive or whatever. But then Seymour goes and says a couple of things about even the Al Bhed, who are a very disliked group of people in society, want peace. The Crusaders want peace. They want the destruction of Sin. They don't want to fight each other. They just want to bring to an end all the death and destruction and all that kind of crap that's been going on. And that kind of does make sense, and that is a rather noble cause. But it makes you wonder how firm the convictions of all of these high-ranking members of Yeven are, if they are willing to ignore the most basic teachings simply because of any reason. Ordinarily, you'd see members of most of these people involved in Yeven seem to be very fundamentalist in their beliefs. Someone like Waka, who is a very hard-line fundamentalist in the Church of Yeven, he sees very little wiggle room, or no wiggle room, or whatever in this whole Machina debate. It's just evil, that's just simply what it is. Even if he doesn't understand why, really. Then you get people like Seymour, who, despite being a high-level member of the church, it has a little more leeway, and it seems a little bit odd. Even Yuna, who is one of the most important people in the society, a summoner, has her doubts. So we're seeing a little bit of a newer side, a different side to Yeven than we've been exposed to before. Wow, this battle is taking forever. Gotta watch out for these bombs. If you keep hitting them, they'll explode and cause a lot of damage. Use ice damage against them to do extra damage, and yep, got that. If you just keep using physical attacks, they'll explode and do a lot of damage to all of your characters. Of course, this does bring up a couple of unusual arguments come across. For example, Loser and Gata, the Crusaders who we had met in Besaid Village, a little earlier would come up to them and there was discussion like, oh, they had turned their backs on the church, and they abandoned the church, and the church wanted nothing to do with them. Yet we get to Operation Mihen, and they are working with Seymour. So, I'm a little confused, a little bit of a contradiction. Have they been abandoned? Have they been abandoned by Yeven yet? Because it doesn't seem like they have been. But certain members of the group seem to be talking about it as though all ties with Yeven have been cut so they can go and do this Operation Mihen. Now, what do we know about Operation Mihen so far? We know that they are using Sin Spawn. Remember, Sin Spawn are the creatures which drop off of Sin as it moves about. It's Sin's spawn. And eventually, Sin returns and collects the Sin Spawn, unless it's been killed. So there's usually a whole thing where whenever Sin Spawn is located, they kill it, which is much of what the Crusaders do, because the Crusaders usually have no chance against Sin itself. But in this case, instead of killing Sin Spawn, they've just been collecting it, and then they've been herding them all into this one area, because they thought, like, this will definitely draw Sin in. And then they plan on using some sort of Machina weapon to destroy it. We don't really know what that is. The details in this plan we haven't really quite seen yet.
You like that?
You may notice a little bit of a problem I've been having with this point in the game. Because every time we've run into Lucille so far, she has been voiced by in the game, rather than just being text that appears at the bottom of the screen, which is what we're seeing right now. And it's also taken me a while to move on from here. And the problem is that my game... Oh, here we go, here's another one. There is a scratch on my game disk, which is causing some loading issues. Okay, that was a little bit of a bad edit. I was having some loading issues with the disk, not loading up the speech properly. So occasionally we're going to see a text, voice that doesn't load correctly or loads slow or something like that. What the hell else do you think we're doing here? The other road was blocked. We gotta do what we gotta do. Excellent. Next potion. Now, notice to the left here, I'm going to make kind of a nasty cut in order to get there. Up ahead. I'm over to the left a little bit right here. We run this direction and our loop around. Skip a battle scene. And up here we have another Al Bhed primer. Number 10 this time. Z to J. And we can head over to our little elevator now. And up here is our destination. So many battles in this section of the game. Of course, a quick save.
Why only you, sir? I want to fight too.
Orders are orders.
I'm not a cadet anymore, sir. Let me go with you and I'll prove it to them.
Guarding the command center is important too, you know.
But I came all the way from Besaid to fight Sin, sir.
I know, but an order's an order. To your post, Crusader.
But, sir!
Well, Luzu doesn't want Gata involved in what's going to happen here. Does that mean it could be very dangerous? Any battle against Sin is going to be dangerous. But, I mean, it's his own choice. Whether he wants to be in the Crusaders or not.
They let you through, huh?
Gata deserves better.
At least there's no chance he'll get hurt. Why are you guys fighting anyway? Aren't the almighty Al Bhed Machina enough?
Oh boy.
They still need some time to get them ready. Our job is to keep Sin at bay till they're done.
Oh, he's either really pissed or constipated.
Waka. I might not get another chance to say this. It's about your brother.
Luzu, no!
What?
I'm the one who convinced him to enlist. I'm sorry.
Ow! Damn it.
Waka! That's enough, Waka!
When we used to play Blitz together, Chapu used to say... He said that when we won the cup, yeah, he proposed to Lulu. And then one day, he goes off and becomes a Crusader, just like that.
Chapu also said to me that being with your girl is good. But keeping Sin far away from her is better.
Luzu told me before we left.
She hit me too.
All Crusaders in the Vanguard are to assemble on the beach.
That's my cue.
Luzu, don't die out there.
So you can hit me more?
Lots more.
Suluzu, please! Please don't go!
I have to, Yuna.
Let him go. The man has already chosen his path. As you did when you became a summoner.
Well, isn't that the thing? Everybody has to choose their own path. And this is the one that he chose. And she's gotta respect that.
It would be a long time before I ever really understood the reason why Yuna let Luzu pass that day.
This episode's getting kind of long, so I'm gonna have to end it here. So tune in for the next one, and we will try to defeat Sin.